Welcome to the Captain English podcast. I'm Paul, your co-pilot on this amazing language learning journey.
And I'm Alice, your other co-pilot, ready to navigate the sometimes tricky, but always rewarding, waters of learning English. It's so good to be here with you today, Paul.
It's fantastic to have you, Alice. You know, we talk to so many listeners who tell us about their struggles. They're busy, they're tired, they feel like they don't have enough time to really commit to learning English. And honestly, I totally get it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a common story. People start strong, but then life happens, right? Work, family, other commitments. Suddenly that 2-hour study session they planned just disappears. And then they feel guilty, and that guilt can actually stop them from even starting the next day.
Exactly. It becomes this big, overwhelming mountain. And that's why today's topic is so important. We're going to talk about something revolutionary, something that sounds almost too good to be true, but it genuinely works. Learning English alone at home, with just 15 minutes a day.
Just 15 minutes, folks! It's not a typo. And we're not talking about some magic pill here. We're talking about 3 simple, powerful habits that you can easily fit into even the busiest schedule. We'll break them down, explain how they work, and give you all the tools you need to get started today.
Yep, because consistency, even in small doses, beats intensity that's here today, gone tomorrow. So, are you ready to unlock these secrets, Alice? I'm excited to dive in.
I'm more than ready, Paul. Let's get right to it. The first habit, and honestly this is a foundational one, is what we call active listening. Now, many people think they're listening to English when they have a podcast on in the background or a TV show, but that's not quite active listening.
Yeah, it's like +5. It's passive exposure, which is good, don't get me wrong, but active listening means you are truly engaged. For 15 minutes, your goal is to understand. It's about finding content that's just a little bit challenging, but mostly understandable. We often call this comprehensible input.
That's key, Paul. Comprehensible input means you understand about 80 to 90% of what you're hearing or reading. If it's too easy, you won't learn much new. If it's too hard, you'll get frustrated and give up. So, how do you do this for 15 minutes?
Okay, so grab your phone, your tablet, or your computer. Find a short English podcast episode, maybe a YouTube video geared towards English learners, or even a short story or article in English. The trick is to give it your full attention. Don't scroll through social media at the same time. Don't do dishes. Just listen or read and focus.
And it's amazing what 15 minutes of focused attention can do. You'll start to pick up new vocabulary, not just as single words, but in context. You'll notice grammatical structures, even if you don't consciously try to analyze them. Your brain starts making connections automatically. It's like feeding your brain good English food.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to listen to the same short clip a few times. The first time, just try to get the general meaning. The second time, you might notice specific words. The third time, maybe the rhythm or the intonation. It's not about perfect understanding from the get-go. It's about consistent exposure and engagement.
And the beauty of this is that it's something you can genuinely enjoy. Find topics you're interested in. If you love cooking, find an English cooking show. If you're into gaming, find English gaming commentary. This makes the 15 minutes fly by, and it doesn't feel like studying.
Yes, enjoyment is a huge motivator. So, that's habit number 1, active listening, 15 minutes a day. Now, let's move on to habit number 2, which builds on the first and is absolutely crucial for speaking fluently and clearly. This is shadowing for pronunciation.
Shadowing. This is one of my favorite techniques because it's so powerful. For those who aren't familiar, shadowing means listening to a native English speaker and then repeating exactly what they say as closely as possible, almost at the same time as them, like an echo.
It sounds simple, but it's incredibly effective. You're not just repeating words, you're trying to copy their speed, their rhythm, their intonation, and their pronunciation. It's like learning to sing by imitating your favorite singer.
Absolutely. And for 15 minutes, you can take a very short audio clip maybe 30 seconds to a minute, from something you actively listened to earlier, or a new clip. Play a sentence or two, pause, and then try to mimic it perfectly. Don't worry if it's not perfect at first. The goal is to train your mouth muscles.
Yeah, exactly. People often forget that speaking is a physical skill. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they all need to get used to making new sounds and moving in new ways for English. Shadowing helps you do that without the pressure of forming your own sentences.
Think about it when you learn a new dance move, you watch someone do it and then you try to copy it, right? You don't just read about it. Shadowing is the dance practice for your English mouth. It makes a huge difference in how natural and understandable you sound.
And again, just 15 minutes. You might spend 5 minutes working on one specific phrase, replaying it and repeating it until you feel like you've got the flow. Then move on to another. You don't need a whole hour, just a concentrated effort.
And it builds confidence. When you hear yourself sounding more like a native speaker, even in practice, it gives you that boost to try speaking more often. It bridges the gap between understanding and actually producing the language.
So, that's habit number 2, shadowing for pronunciation. Now let's get to our third habit, which many people find a bit intimidating at first, but it's crucial for activating your knowledge and becoming a truly fluent speaker. Simple self-talk and output.
Oh, this is where you finally get to use your own voice, even if it's just to yourself. It sounds a bit strange at first, talking to yourself, but it's incredibly powerful. For 15 minutes, you're going to use English to express your own thoughts without fear of judgment.
Exactly. The simplest way to start is to describe what you're doing right now. You could say, I'm making a cup of coffee. I'm pouring the water into the kettle. The kettle is boiling now. Or describe what you see around you. That's a nice red book on the shelf. The cat is sleeping on the sofa. It doesn't have to be complex.
Another great way to use these 15 minutes is to summarize something you just heard or read during your active listening session. For example, after listening to a short news clip, try to explain what happened in your own words, out loud, to yourself. Even if you only get out a few sentences, that's a win!
Or even planning your day. Okay, first I need to go to the store, then I have a meeting at 2 p.m., and tonight I want to watch a movie. Just narrate your life in English. You'll quickly notice where your vocabulary gaps are, or which sentence structures you struggle with. And that's fantastic because it shows you what to focus on next.
It's like having a free, patient, and non-judgmental English tutor with you 24/7, yourself. This practice helps you retrieve words and grammar from your memory and actually use them. It moves English from being passive knowledge to active skill.
And the key here is not to strive for perfection. Don't stop because you can't remember a word. Just try to rephrase it or use a simpler word. The goal is to keep the flow going, to get comfortable expressing yourself even with mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning.
Right, because if you wait until you're perfect to speak, you'll never speak. This self-talk practice makes speaking a habit, not a scary event. It builds the muscles for real conversations.
So, to recap, Habit 1, active listening. Habit 2, shadowing for pronunciation. And Habit 3, simple self-talk and output, each for 15 minutes a day. That's 45 minutes total, which is still less than an hour, but you can even split them up throughout your day. Maybe 15 minutes of listening on your commute, 15 minutes of shadowing while you make breakfast, and 15 minutes of self-talk before bed.
Or even just pick one habit each day if you're really pressed for time. The most important thing is consistency. Doing something small every single day is infinitely better than doing a lot once a week or once a month. Those 15 minutes add up to hours and hours of practice over time.
Absolutely. It's like going to the gym. If you go for 2 hours once a month, you won't see much progress. But if you go for 15 minutes every day, you'll definitely get stronger. Your English muscles will get stronger.
And it makes learning English feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of your day. It integrates into your life. You're not carving out huge chunks of time, you're just finding small pockets.
Think about it. 15 minutes is the time it takes to brew a coffee, check social media, or wait for the bus. These are all moments you can reclaim for English learning. No excuses, right?
Exactly. And the beauty of learning alone at home is you don't need anyone else. You don't need to coordinate schedules. You don't need to pay for classes. You just need your own dedication and these simple habits.
It's empowering, really. And remember, everyone's journey is different. Some days you might feel super motivated, some days less so. But if you just commit to those 15 minutes, even on the low motivation days, you'll keep that momentum going.
Yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Just do it. Just start. Pick one habit for today, set a timer for 15 minutes, and see what happens. You'll be amazed at the progress you can make.
And speaking of progress, if you're finding these tips helpful and you want to keep getting more practical advice and motivation for your English learning, please make sure to subscribe to the Captain English podcast. Your support helps us reach more learners just like you.
Yes, hit that subscribe button, leave us a review, tell your friends. We love hearing from you and building this community together. It truly means a lot to us.
So, Alice, any final words of encouragement for our listeners who are about to embark on their 15-minute English adventure?
I'd say be patient with yourself, celebrate the small victories, and trust the process. These habits really do work. You have the power to become fluent in English right there from your home, 15 minutes at a time. You've got this.
Fantastic advice, Alice. And that's all the time we have for today on the Captain English podcast. Remember, consistency is your superpower. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye everyone, and happy English learning!